Welcome, everybody, to the Bush and Mee Show. We're back, and it's Wildcard Weekend. We got football, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm excited, big dog. How you feeling?
Feel good, man. Listen, I feel good, but then it's like you realize when playoff season comes around, the end of the season is near. So I'm really going to enjoy these 3 days of football. I remember being in a couple wild card weekends myself, and most of them didn't go that good. My last one. Uh,
Well, your good years, you had to buy, so you didn't have to worry about Wildcard Weekend.
Facts. And that buy is something special. And now they're only giving it out to the number one seed. It used to be the
Yeah.
number 1 and 2. So now they definitely shake things up. NFL's gotta get those ratings up. So listen, as a consumer now, I'm not mad at that. But as a player, yeah, I've been a little upset. But it is what it is, and here we are.
Before we dive into these games, I will run through my stats for you, trends and stats. There is some weather coming in this week. A couple different places, Buffalo, Kansas City. If you're going to that game, bundle up. Either game, bundle up. But playoff wins, not wins like you win the game, but win like it's windy as hell out here, of 10 miles per hour or more. The unders actually are 11-2. Quarterbacks can't really throw the ball. Last 10 years, 11-2 if there's 10 miles per hour or more wins. Regular season games of 20 miles per hour or more, because there haven't been any playoff one, they are 10-1 to the under. So when it's windy, these quarterbacks can't throw the ball.
Right.
You got to watch out for the wind in two of those games, especially Buffalo, Kansas City. You think of home field advantage in the playoffs. Everybody talks about, you want to run through Baltimore. You want to run through San Francisco. They got to get that one seed. You got to get home field advantage. Not so much in Wild Card Weekend, big dog. Since 2015, the home teams in the wild card games are only covering the spread 43.2% of the time, less than 50%.
Mm.
But we have Saturday and Sunday games, right? Those Saturday games, it goes up to 58% they cover the spread. So that one less day of preparation, it looks like it's affecting those road teams a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at the Texans and the Chiefs are the two Saturday home teams. Home teams of 8.5 or higher in the spread. So there's only one game that goes to is the Bills this time. Are 10-1, 91% of the time.
Wow.
That home team of 8.5 is covering. So you see a big number out there and you're scared to lay it. Don't be. 10-1. They've only lost once. And the last stat for you, small dogs. I know you like big dogs. Small dogs, underdogs of 4 or lower, are 69% against the spread the last 20 years. 69% against the spread. Now, if you throw that in a teaser, I know you don't know what that means, but that means you get 6 more points, but you got to do at least 2 teams in the teaser. That goes up to 82%. So take those small dogs, maybe add a little extra points. I don't recommend the teaser, but small dogs themselves are covering 69% of the time. There's your stats. Let's jump into the game.
Statman is at it again.
Stat man. Let's jump into the games. We got
Get
6
into
of
it.
them.
Yeah.
The first one on Saturday is the Browns and Joe Flacco versus the Houston Texans. This is a rematch of earlier this year. Stroud didn't play in that first game, but Cleveland won 36-22. It was Christmas Eve. Big dog, how do you see this game going?
Man, like you said, Stroud, he did not play. I feel like, do you think Stroud is that missing piece that this
Yes.
team needed? I truly feel that way. And then when you have a guy, a young quarterback who can play the way that he did Week 18, he got back. It was pretty much a playoff game because if they lost, they did not advance. And this young man came in and played like he's been playing all year. QB rating was like over 130%. He threw for almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. This guy has it, and
He's a stud.
seriously, I really truly feel that way. And another interesting thing about this game, if you don't remember, was Amari Cooper in his breakout day. I mean, not even breakout, but like record-setting day. I mean, how many yards did he have? I don't think that that's going to happen again. This is playoff football, so I don't see him striking that for a second time this season against the same team. I just don't see how that happens. I don't think D'Amico Ryans in that defense is going to let it happen. But what's the spread on this one, Big Dog?
Browns are -2. They are a road favorite, which you don't see very often.
Mm, mm. It's an interesting game for me. It's an interesting game. You know me. I'm I'm always going to look up front first. I want to see what those matchups are looking like. Was Laramie Tunsil there for the first game? I know he's there this time, so I don't feel like Myles Garrett is going to be that factor that you want. But I really do feel like maybe the X factor for the Houston Texans in this game is going to be able, again, to run the ball. Playoff football is about running the ball. Joe Flacco, over his last 4 games, I believe, has thrown for over 300 yards per game. When he
He's been
started
killing
for
it.
the last few games, he's been getting in there and he's been crushing it. Now, he has turned the ball over every single game as well. So I do feel like that is a trend that the Houston Texans need to rely on, is that, hey, we will steal an extra possession. And I think if they can run the ball, which they've been doing a pretty solid job of all year, and as good as Cleveland's secondary is, they are top 5, maybe top 3 in the league, secondary wise. Run defensive, they've been giving up in the regular season almost 4.5 yards a carry. So there's a couple factors in here that has me leaning towards the Houston Texans. Um, I would love to really kind of get your insight on it, but uh,
When I look at this,
uh huh,
the rematch, Cleveland blew them out and the spread's only 2. Immediately I jumped at the Texans. I love what D'Amico Ryans is doing there. I think he's going to be prepared. Everybody loves that feel-good story of Cleveland, and they're falling for the bait.
yeah,
They want to see Flacco. They want to see Flacco go to Baltimore next week.
mm-hmm.
The only thing that scares me is rookie quarterbacks. First playoff games since 1990, they're 11-18 straight up.
Wow,
Last 10 years, they're 4-11 straight up. But you got that small dog stat I told you earlier. 69% of the time they're covering. You give me the Texans at home and they're getting points. I know it's less than a field goal, but they're getting points. I like this team a lot. And Stroud, he just has a lot more poise than a typical rookie quarterback.
yeah. I
There's
did,
a couple guys that have it, and he's got it. And I like the Texans in this one.
I did see a stat that said this year Stroud struggled versus top defenses who pass defenses. He struggled
Yeah.
versus Baltimore. He struggled versus New Orleans. Um, if he struggles this week, they're going to end up losing the game, right? Because Joe Flacco, right? So you got a Stroud over here as the rookie, and then you got Flacco that has uh, Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl winner, and he has that experience. And um, honestly, a couple of these games are toss ups, but I'm gonna go with my gut, man. I like the Houston Texans here. I like this Stroud kid, man. I like what D'Amico Ryan's doing. I want to see them continue to keep having the success and see if they continue to be consistent.
We both like the Texans in that one.
Yeah.
The night game, minus 30 degrees in good old Arrowhead Stadium. To hear our analysis on that game, you got to go download Peacock.
Yeah, go get Peacock. Go get it. So, like,
I'm just
uh,
kidding, but this game is only on Peacock. You're gonna have a lot of people, especially older people. Like I know my dad's probably gonna go turn the. What channel is this game on? And he's
right,
not gonna know until then. He's not gonna go download it and pay the money and do all that
right.
stuff. He's gonna call me and bitch and complain.
See, here's what's going to happen. Peacock ain't stupid. You're going to get a bunch of emotional people out there. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and get Peacock. I don't even know what the monthly charge is, right? But they're going to get the game, and they're either going to be really excited after the game or they're going to be really upset. You think they're going to go and cancel that subscription? No.
Nope.
And come March, come April, they're going to get these 8.99, 9.99 charges and be like, oh, I got to go back and cancel that. So
They're gonna
it's
forget
going to
what it
be
is and say,
exciting.
"What the hell's a peacock? I didn't order this."
I ain't get no damn peacock.
But
uh,
we do have a very good breakdown with Clay Ferraro from Miami's WPLG
yeah,
local sports anchor. So make sure you guys check that one out.
really good
Uh,
insight.
very good insight. He's at practice. He's got great insight. He's talking to Tua. He's talking to McDaniel.
Yeah.
So you guys can check that one out on our YouTube channel. We'll jump into Sunday.
hmm
Steelers and Bills. Another very frigid game. It's going to be really windy. The Bills are minus 10, double digit favorites.
Minus
You,
10.
you got to remember, Steelers are, Mason Rudolph's playing, TJ Watt's out. Bills are hot. I mean, Bills are one of the
Yeah.
hottest. They went from ashy to classy in a short amount of time. They were out of the playoffs. They were out of the playoffs. Now they're the 2 seed.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I had a chance to go to that Miami Buffalo game last week, and I got to see Josh Allen up close. And the one thing that I really took away from the game and the individuals who I was there at the game with, I kept saying the same thing: pressure the middle, pressure the middle, pressure the middle, right? And when you don't have a guy like T.J. Watt who really brings you outside pressure, but I mean, not only is he leading the league in sacks, I believe, right? He causes a lot of havoc. So if he's not getting there, he's at least chasing the quarterback out of the pocket, right? I believe if the Pittsburgh Steelers even want to make this close to even cover the spread, not that they care, they're trying to win the game, right? But if they even want a chance to cover the spread, you got to pressure this guy up the middle. As soon as he escapes, you see what he's going to do. But I really think that having no TJ Watt, that's where all their success starts on defense. That's how they're able to play so well on the back end, is because you're harassing the quarterback. You have no TJ Watt. Uh that's just a lot of firepower that you're not going to have out there.
The total in this game is down to 36.5. It was at 41. Rumors of the storm coming in. I guess they're not rumors anymore. The storm's coming in. So it
Mhm.
dropped to 36.5. Bills being minus 10. It's the lowest total for a double-digit favorite in 35 years. Usually, if you have somebody that's going to win by 10 or more, you're thinking high-scoring game.
Right.
This is the lowest total. Now, the only thing that should scare you, remember earlier in trends I told you that teams that are favored by 8 or higher, 10-1, they're hitting at 91%.
Yeah.
That should say Bills, right? Take the Bills. As Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. Josh Allen is 0-7 against the spread as a double-digit favorite since 2022.
Mm.
He's
That's
winning those games, right? But he's not covering the spread. He's not putting up
right.
big numbers.
And again, it is playoff football. The weather is a factor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them covering. I really think that. And listen, Mason Rudolph has been playing good football in December. When he's called upon, he's been the catalyst to kind of help them get in, make this playoff push. So I do feel like it's an opportunity to make it competitive at first. I do think the Bills win 10. That's a hell of a spread for a playoff game, especially with this weather. I like Buffalo to win. I think Pittsburgh can cover that 10 though.
So you're taking the Steelers with the points.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the under here. It's kind of a trendy pick. Everybody's saying it, but I just don't see how the Steelers are going to score. You're
yeah,
pretty much saying they're not going to be able to throw the ball, and you're going to say they need to run, right? Well, if I know that, you know that. I mean, the Bills' defense is going to know that. They're going to load the box up.
yeah,
I think you're going to see punt, punt, punt. Josh Allen will be able to move the ball a couple times. I mean, you're probably looking at what, like a 20-6 type game. I
yeah.
think you're going under the total here. I'm going under 36.5.
Gotcha.
Moving along Sunday afternoon, we got Mike McCarthy hosting his old team
Mm,
in AT&T Stadium, if that's still what it's called.
yeah.
Um, the Cowboys are -7. This was not a previous matchup of this year like the other ones we discussed. This is the first matchup. McCarthy versus old team, two high-powered offenses. What do you see happening here?
Hey, listen, man. Dallas is 8-0 at home. They've been playing
Mm.
great football at home. They are very comfortable in their own house. All right. However you want to spin it. As great as Green Bay is on offense, uh, and really shout out to Jordan Love, right? Coming in and um, doing a great job leading this team, getting the ball down the field, being accurate. Coming in, just really waiting his time, but really at the end of the day, you got two loaded offense, two good quarterbacks that are playing really good football, but the scale is tipping really towards Dallas for them to cover just because of their defense and how I feel like they're going to get after Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers up front. Again, I just think at the end of the day, it's going to be too much firepower with Dallas. I think this is a moment that they have to seize, right? And for their team, really for their coach, they got to go out and put out a good, strong showing. And that's what you want when you do all this work all season, is that you want to build confidence in the playoffs, right? So if you know this is a team that you cannot keep the game close, because you got to get the next week and you got to feel good about the product that you're putting out there on the field, offense, defense, and special teams wise. I think Dak's going to do his thing. I think Jordan Love's going to keep it competitive in the first half, but I just think the defense is going to get after him
Yeah,
to
they're
kind
going
of
to put some
pull it
pressure
up.
on and make it tough. Dallas has been playing really well this year. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But since 1997, they're 3-12-1 against the spread in the playoffs. I mean,
Mm,
they haven't really done much in the playoffs since 1997.
true that.
Dak himself is 1-5 against the spread. Now, if you watch our other show with Clay, he was talking about kind of fishy lines, opening lines. When I saw this one, I thought it was a fishy line. Cowboys, Packers, only 7. I
Right.
mean, you got to think in your head right away. Cowboys will beat them by 7. Jordan Love hasn't played a playoff game before. Um, but so since it looks fishy, I don't know that I can trust it yet. I might have a play on it as we get closer to the game. I want to wait and see the numbers closer to the game time for the side. I'm going to go with a total play here. I'm going to go with the over. Two high-powered scoring offenses. That way if Dallas does take a double-digit lead, maybe Green Bay opens up the playbook a little bit, starts scoring as well. And it's kind of like one of those Dallas-Washington matchups where Dallas blows them out, but then Washington scored at the end. And some of those matchups they had this year, I think that could be this time of game. It could
Mm,
be like a 42-24 type game. Get in the 60s. I'm going with the over. I think it's going to be a lot of points scored in this game.
yeah, listen, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree.
Going into Sunday night, this has the potential to be the game of the weekend. And usually you wouldn't say that about these two teams, but Matt Stafford and his Rams are going back into Detroit against the Lions, are hosting a playoff game for the
A
first
home.
time. Yeah, they're hosting a playoff game in Detroit. Detroit hasn't seen a home playoff game, I believe, since 91.
It's been 30 years.
Barry Sanders.
Yeah, it's been
They beat
30
Dallas.
years.
They beat Dallas back then.
Wow.
The
Give me some
Lions
numbers.
are
Give me some numbers on this one. I need
the
numbers.
li- the Lions are -3. The over under, I believe now is 52, 52 and a half. It's the highest total of the game. They're expecting firepower offense. If you were thinking about going to the game, I know you like to visit Detroit. It's the most expensive playoff ticket of this year and for a wild card game of the past 10 years. I think it's $600 for the cheapest ticket. I think I read that,
What?
if I'm quoting that correctly. It's astronomically more than any of the other games.
Wow.
It's crazy right now. Detroit is going to be rocking. Detroit Rock City
Yeah.
Sunday night too. So they don't. I guess schools are closed Monday, right? I was gonna say they don't even care about school.
Right. Man, they got to bring Eminem in there. They got to let Eminem do the halftime show.
I
Seriously.
bet Eminem's going to be there. I bet Kid Rock's going to be there. I bet it's going to be Barry's
Yeah,
going to be there.
I'm straight on Kid Rock, but
Jalen Rose might be.
the Fat Five.
You lost me. You lost me at Kid Rock.
Yeah, I'm straight on Kid Rock. Hey, two really hot teams. What LA has won 7 of their last 8. Detroit has won 3 of their last 4. You go through all the stats, you look at all the matchups. This is it's so hard for me to call this. Um, so I feel like I gotta look outside of football, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Right?
look, big
Like
dog.
I feel like Dan Campbell and what he's done and how he's really asserted himself into Detroit, um, as his personality has really resonated through the team, through the city, and he's been here for 2 years now. This is his second year, and you're telling me these guys win the division, they get a home game, it's going to be rocking in there, dog. And sometimes when you have an atmosphere like that, you go into the game with this belief that I'm not going to lose this game. I'm going to get my guys fired. Can you imagine the freaking pregame speech that he's about to give this team? Like, I'm damn near getting goosebumps because I know he's going to just
Mm.
have so much passion and just really get these guys fired up. I can sit down here, look, I got stats, and I'm like, is LA going to be able to contain Aiden Hutchinson? And then I see, Aaron Donald and whatever he's going to be able to do. You really have a team that's really playing well up front on both sides of the ball when you're talking Detroit. And you can pretty much say the same for the Rams. The only thing that concerns me is the secondary for the Lions. And then you got this guy who's a gunslinger and Matt Stafford. He's coming home. His emotions are going to be high. This is going to be exciting, man, because this guy did a lot. I remember Matt Stafford's first game, 2009. That was my first year starting, so it was my first game, really inserting myself in the NFL. But this guy has had himself a great career. He's done a lot of great things in Detroit, and for him to get over the hump and win a Super Bowl, they had to do a QB swap. So there's a little saltiness. There's got to be some saltiness with Jared Goff. He wants this against his old coach, right? This old the quarterback that replaced them, that really took them over the hump. Like I said, I got to go outside of football. I think Jared Goff wants this. I think the city of Detroit wants this in a major way, and I really feel like Dan Campbell's going to get these guys fired up. They're going to play physical as hell, and I feel like LA's train stops. I don't really like LA in the playoffs anyway. I don't want to, peel off old band-aids, right? So I hope we get some redemption with that.
Three great points you made there. First of all, everybody's talking about Stafford coming back home. Nobody's talking about Goff being the redheaded stepson who they got rid of in order to win the Super Bowl. Goff's
Right.
just as pissed off.
Absolutely.
Goff's going to probably more pissed off.
Right.
And now they're coming into
Absolutely.
his house, and this is his chance to get his revenge. I love that right there. If I had to take a side, I'm leaning Lions.
Yeah.
The second great point you made is that in 2009 you made your first start, and Stafford was making his first start, and he's still in the league, and you're sitting at home coaching girls basketball. So what the hell's
That's
going
great.
on?
Hey man, listen, life comes at you fast. I've gotten so much more joy by coaching my kids, but more power to them. Listen, if I was making Matt Stafford's money, I'd still be kick stepping too. All right. You kidding me? Bull rushed me for $40 million. I don't give a damn.
The third point, and I hate to bring this up, but for those of you who don't know what he was talking about,
Jesus.
the Rams, the last play that he played was the no pass interference call in the NFC Championship game. That's
Yeah,
where the
I'm really
saltiness comes in on the Rams.
for sure. It's all good.
Um,
I'll cry in the car.
but I, when it's not on in the garage,
Right.
just going, baby, I'll be in the garage. I like the Lions in this game. If I had to pick a team, I just think it's like you said, it's their year. Now I do like McVay as a coach, and I think he'll have his team ready. But
Absolutely.
it's just a different culture in Detroit right now. And
Yeah.
like you talked about in our previous show, I think Aaron Glenn's going to have the defense ready to go against this
True.
team. He's been there for a while. Campbell's going to have the whole team ready to go. They're going to be fired up. We're going to lose in front of our own city in the first playoff game in 30 years. Like that speech, like you said, they're going to be rocking. The only thing that scares me is everybody's talking about what a high scoring game this is going to be. It's either going to be a really high scoring game or there's going to be so many nerves and so many emotions that you might see like a 20-17 game.
Yeah.
I think that there could be a lot of defense in this game, or there's going to be a lot of offense. I know that sounds like obviously it's going to be one of those two things, but I'm going to take the Lions in this one. I'm going to stay away from the total.
So
Lions -3. I think they win this game at home for Kid Rock.
if I wasn't clear enough, I'm taking Detroit.
Detroit Rock City.
Yep.
All right, moving on to Monday night, the last game of the weekend. You got some of you guys won't have to work on Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Some of you might have to go to work, and when you get off, you're going to enjoy the last game of the weekend. Eagles at Tampa Bay. Didn't think we'd be saying that a month ago when the Eagles were 10-2, favored to win the Super Bowl, 1 seed in the NFC. Lots happened since then. A lot of injuries, a lot of vulnerability has been shown. The Eagles are in a free fall, for lack of a better term.
Right.
How do you see this game going in Tampa Bay?
You touched on it a little bit. There's some key injuries with Philly. How's Jalen Hurts' hand going to be? How's he going to be able to, if he does play, how's he going to be able to maintain? There's question marks. So is he going to, how injured is he? How available is he going to be? And really and then you're looking at your two receivers. AJ Brown just got hurt with a knee injury. I don't think he's been declared either out or definitely playing. So, that's something that we need to follow. Luckily for them, The NFL has now pushed the playoff game on Monday, so they have an extra day. So maybe that would definitely lean in the Philadelphia Eagles' favor. Um,
It leans it leans
it's
it leans in their favor this week, but I don't like the idea of a Monday night football game moving forward. Whoever wins this game is going to be at a big disadvantage next
Yeah,
week.
that's why I don't like it either. It's the league, dude. They're trying to find different ways to take. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Let's just call it what it is. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. So, and then you have a Tampa Bay team. I'll show respect and give love when it's due. Baker Mayfield did his thing and was able to take this team when nobody said that they could. Obviously, my Saints were supposed to be in this position. I should be in New Orleans for this playoff game, but they squeaked by the Carolina Panthers. So part of me really wants to lean to Tampa, but then I also know how Philadelphia, the firepower that they can potentially have, the guys they have up front, but they really struggle on the back end. And then you're facing two 1,000-yard receivers. My gut is really telling me to go with Tampa because they've done a really good job against the run this year. Um, I'm going with Tampa, man. I just feel like you have a Philadelphia team that's kind of, lost their way a little bit. What's the
I
spread
agree.
on it
And
anyway? You didn't even give me the numbers, did you?
Eagles are -3, so they're laying points on the road. I'm with you though. I'm the Bucks. Like the Bucks haven't shown me a lot recently offensively. They didn't do much to the Panthers. They got out of there
Right.
with 3 field goals. But I think they have the firepower, right? And the Eagles, what a better way to get your offense back on track than to play the Eagles, it seems like. Look what the Giants did to them last week.
Right.
They can't stop anybody right now, especially in the secondary. I know they're banged up, but still, I think Baker Mayfield could have a big game here. And, the old saying, don't try to catch a falling knife. I'm not going to step in front of this Eagles
I've
team
never,
with my own
I've,
money.
I've never heard of that, but
Well, don't try to ever catch a falling knife
good
because you're going
point.
to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. I just think the Eagles are in free fall, like I said before, and they're either going to show up here. I know I've said this last time. They're either going to show up here and beat the crap out of the Bucks, or they're just done. They're just 1-2-3 Cancun. That first touchdown that Baker throws to Mike Evans might say, "Oh, here we go again." It's been this way the last couple of weeks because they said that locker room. There's been a hole in that locker room,
Right.
and that's when there's a chain link. What do they call it? When there's a link missing in the chain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that this team is ripe for the picking right now. I'm taking the Bucks and give me the points at home.
Hey, listen, we're in agreement. I think we agreed a lot more.
Too much. We usually disagree. I don't think we disagreed on any game except that I took a total here or there.
Listen, our shit ain't scripted, man. We don't come in here and be like, yeah, we're gonna go this way, we're gonna go that way. No, sometimes you know what,
It's organic.
we're going in the same way. All right, so this is not a scripted show, and that's why I was like, usually you give me the numbers. In the past, you've given me the numbers, and I'm like, I could make my little calculations off of here and that. But no, we just kind of played it different, and listen, we can agree sometimes.
We agreed, and hopefully we agree in the right way. But
Let's hope so.
check, and if you guys are looking for that Dolphins Chiefs game, head over to Peacock. Just kidding. Head
Yeah,
over to our YouTube channel because we got a great breakdown with Clay Ferraro of Miami's WPLG.
yeah,
I think I got that right.
you did get it right. Good job, good man.
All right, guys, enjoy Wildcard Weekend. Hopefully, you guys use these picks to your advantage. Remember, they're for entertainment purposes only.
Yes,
But hopefully, you guys enjoyed the entertainment, and we will see you guys next week.
and we out.